break. All right. Welcome everyone back to the life. All right. Can everyone hear me? Can everyone hear me? Oh, everyone's back. Hi Yuri. Hi Aizen. We are back. Okay, we all needed that break. Whew. All right. At right is at work. All right. So does anyone have anything in their paper two that they want to work with? Work on. Okay, we can do more S and T's. Okay, um, hmm, vocab, or we could doing math while waiting. Wow, today is a productive day for you. Okay, today is super productive for you. Okay, let's do another form of S and T. Okay, we can do another form of S and T. I have homework to do also. Really, that's okay. Let's see. Wait, let me see what other we have. Compre close and vocab. Okay, what else can we do? Okay, what else can we do? We all have homework. Can we do compre? Unfortunately, we don't have compre set up today. Vocab, we only have the vocab from Hi Gracie Lam from last time. Wait, there is a way. There is vocab that I can do with you guys. Okay, give me a sec. Is it possible to freeze the screen for a bit?
Freeze the screen.
Wait, I'll stop share for a bit then. Okay, guys, give me a minute. I will have the vocab thing. I will find the vocab thing and show you guys. Okay. Okay, everyone's saying vocab. Everyone's saying vocab. Grammar. Gracie Lam, we have. We only have the grammar from that we did previously, but you were there, right? You were there. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, grammar, I don't think we have it today, unfortunately. I need to practice vocab. We might have vocab. Grammar, I can Gracie Lam, we can do grammar. No, Gracie Lam, Gracie Beauty, we can do grammar tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be live as well. In terms of, we definitely will have vocab. Feel free to chat in the chat while I look for vocab practice. We do have vocab. We do have vocab. Okay. Okay. We definitely do have vocab. Okay, give me a second. I did so many vocab today in tuition. No harm to do more, right? No harm to do more. We also did a lot of S and T's today. Okay. I think there will be another teacher here at what time? 5:30. What paper are they doing? They might be doing editing as well.
Red swastika. Red swastika.
Who's that? Oh, okay. Which teacher? Oh, Yahweh. It's teacher Yahweh. Okay, let me share my screen again. You guys should have teacher Yahweh teaches very often. You guys should have seen him. He is a great teacher as well. Okay, over here. I have some vocabs lists that we can all look at together. Okay, vocabs list that we can all Gracie Beauty, I currently don't have grammar prepped, but we can do grammar tomorrow. We can do grammar tomorrow. Okay, definitely tomorrow I will be on at 2:30 to 5:30. I think so. I'll be doing on and then we can do grammar then. Yes, I will be on tomorrow 2:30 to 5:30, and we will do grammar. Okay, we can do grammar. Okay. Yeah. So you're feeling a bit weak in grammar. What is where? Oh, okay. This loo. Loo is another way of saying toilet. Okay, it's another way of saying toilet. I don't know if any of you guys read Andy Blyton books when you guys were young, or if it's the wrong generation. Wrong generation, maybe. Um, yeah, they use that word a lot. I don't know. Loo means toilet. Okay, okay, okay. Let's go through vocab together. Okay, okay. Let me just. Oh, skip, skip, skip. Okay. Okay. She was a bespectacled thin woman. Okay. Can I expand it? Like this? Okay, I think let's go through the list first. Okay, let's do this. Okay, and how we would input it in a sentence. Okay, so we can do a bit of compo right now. Okay, I know it says PSLE paper 2, but these are words that you can also use in your oral or composition. Okay, so I think let's do this. Give you guys some time to look at it first. Okay, if not, there is 1K already. That is crazy. I don't know who has been spamming the likes, but you guys are awesome. Okay. Evening sky was overcast in a mixture of purple and red clouds. Okay. How would you guys put that in a composition? Gracie Beauty, it was you? Great. Thank you so much for the likes. I spam the likes. So all of you have been spamming. No wonder we reached 10K so fast. Oh, I see. I see. All right. How would you guys write the evening sky was overcast in mixture of purple and blue and red clouds in a how would you guys put that in a paragraph? How would you guys? So over here it means it's a cloudy evening sky. Okay, cloudy evening sky. So I'm gonna write my paragraph and then you guys can tell me a short paragraph that you guys wrote, okay? I'm gonna put this in a bracket like this. Evening sky was overcast in a mixture of purple and red clouds as the sun set below the horizon, marking the end of the day. Okay, and then you can say I trudged home, blah 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 blah. Okay, what words do you guys have in mind for sun? Okay, let's think of some words that you can write first instead of sun. Okay, this is good vocab as well. Okay, especially when you're doing compo writing. Okay, for sun, what are you guys doing? How would you? What words would you guys write? Okay, what words would you guys write? Okay, I'll start with a very obvious one. Which is red ball of fire. Okay, this is something that we have seen before. Okay. Any other ones? Okay. Fury Ball, awesome. Okay, Sunny Morning. Okay, Blazing Ball of Fire. Okay. A golden orb. A golden orb in the sky. Okay. A ball of molten sun rays were entering my room through my pristine glass windows. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, that's a good one. Okay, that's especially good when you are describing, let's say you are having, you're getting ready for school, or your story is gonna happen at home. Okay, but of course, guys, please be careful. I know when it comes to descriptions, this indoor descriptions can feel better. It might feel easier at times, okay? But if you're writing a story that is taking place outside, like outdoors, like let's say on a sports, let's take it indoors. Okay, sorry, not indoors. It is better to write an indoor description instead of an outdoor description. Let's say I am writing a story about how a fight happened in the canteen. I wouldn't write about how the sun was blazing hot, okay, unless you're starting your story from outside school, okay. But if your story is within the canteen, you can maybe talk about how let's say everyone was super noisy. It was super frustrating for you to be queuing at that moment of time, okay. So please be careful with that. All right. Thunder rumbled softly, which means low sound of thunder. Okay, imminent rain. So rain is about to come. So I'm gonna highlight this word. Hastened his steps. Okay. Okay. I see gentle drizzle, light rain. Okay, let's the hustle and bustle. Yes, I like that. Hustle and bustle. Especially if you're in a canteen. You're in a canteen, that is good. Alright. Let's come up with something for a gentle drizzle, like light rain, okay? Because some scenes when we open the scene, we let's say it's raining. Okay, let's start. Okay, I will say we have, other than gentle drizzle, we could have soft pattering of rain. Soft pattering of rain. Okay, what others do you guys have? Okay, feel free to okay. Hi Gracie Liam, thank you so much for the likes. See a lot of people joining in. Okay. Okay. What else? Does anyone have any others? If not, I'm going to add one more. Okay. Oh, what happened? A curtain of, my handwriting is terrible. Of a curtain of misty rain. A curtain of misty rain. Okay. A curtain of misty rain. Okay, what else do you guys have? Okay, does anyone else have any other ideas? I have the curtain of misty rain. Okay, maybe say rain whispered softly. So even if you guys don't have any, it's okay. You can write these down, okay? You can write these down and use it for your own compositions. The sky wept quietly, which is kind of sad. Okay. Droplets fell like silver threads from the sky. Rain poured down. I love that. It's a classic. Okay, what else? Okay, what else? Okay, I think that's it for rain. Okay, we have quite a lot. Okay, soak to the skin. Okay, you can use words like that. Okay, so, okay, let's read through this and then let's immediately do the questions. Okay, distinctively ferocious, obviously behaving in a fierce manner. 9, froze on the spot, remain motionless due to shock. Okay, 10, fear pulsated in him, feel very frightened. Heart palpitated against his ribs, so heartbeat very fast due to fear. I really like this one. Okay, I really like this one and this one. Okay, a growl escalated to an ominous sneer. Palms turn clammy. Okay, how else? Okay, I actually like this one because I think when you are doing a composition, it is actually very, very common that, or it's almost 100% certain that at certain point you will have to describe an emotion, no matter what kind of composition you're writing. Okay, so I think it's important that we learn how to write. Let's try this one. Due to fear. How would you describe fear? Let's describe fear and then we'll move on to the questions. Fear. How would you describe fear? Okay. Heart pounded like a drum. Fear raced down my spine. A gasp escaped my lips. But this one's more of shock. Does anyone else have any more? Okay, so now we're talking about fear. Okay, we're talking about fear, we're talking about surprise, we're talking about shock. Okay, gasp escaped my lips. My knees felt like jelly. My knees turned to jelly. Turned to or slash felt like jelly. Okay. Okay. She froze. Do we have, oh, froze on the spot? I'm gonna write that down as well. Froze. Stood rooted to the ground. Yes. Great job, Hong Kong. Okay. Also say shiver and fear. That is great. Oh, we have so much for this. Okay, what else? Cheer for the sun one. Can it be a fury orb hung in the sky? That is, yeah, that is great. A um fury orb hung high up in the sky, Yeah, that's great. I really like that one. That's great. That one's great. That one's great. I was all jittery. Okay. You could maybe say jitters ran down my spine. Jittery. Jittery or jitters. Okay, I like that one. Okay. Oh yeah, we also have merciless rain start pouring down in torrents. Okay, that is the for the rain one that we were talking about. Oh, we have a lot for rain, but not that much for sun. Okay. How would you describe joy? How would you describe joy then? How would you describe joy? Let's describe emotions. How do we describe joy? I would say lips curled into a smile. Yes, grin from year to year. I like that. punching my fist in the air. I cheered, okay? Punching my fist in the air. I cheered. On cloud nine, okay. Okay, beamed with delight, okay. Beamed delight. These are all so important that you guys note this down. Okay. On cloud nine. I was on cloud nine. No one could take away the happiness I was feeling right now. Okay. Smiled from year to year. Yes. Grin from year to year. Yeah, definitely. A rush of happiness washed over. Okay, definitely. A rush of happiness washed over me. A rush of warmth washed over me. That is great. Okay, you guys are good with describing emotions. Okay, wait. Now let's go to an empty page. Not empty page, but okay. Let's do anger. Okay, last one before we go on to another page of vocab. Anger. How would you describe anger? Anger. Okay, because anger is actually one of the more, I would say, anger and fear, these two emotions come up the most, and sadness. These few emotions come up the most during compositions. Like you will meet a situation, you're more likely to meet a situation that you need these three emotions, which is quite unfortunate because I would say it's unfortunate if you are not well versed with writing emotions, but if you are, you can thoroughly enjoy. Okay, blanks made my blood boy. So like he made my blood boy. He, she. Okay. Let me think of one for you guys. I clenched. I shook in anger. Okay. Clenched my fist. Clenched fist. Eyebrows furrowed. Definitely. That one is a classic. I stomped away angrily. Okay. We definitely will need that at some point. Okay, what others do we have? Okay. Oh, arms akimbo. We have that. Okay, love that. Arms akimbo. Fist clenched. Yes. We got that. Clenched fist. Great, great. Okay. What else do we have? What else do we have? Stormed into something like stormed into the classroom. Okay. Stormed in. Okay. Let's. Okay. Now I'm gonna do something that I did with my students before. I don't know. I think Oseo should remember this because I think he was here when I did it with the class. Oh, oh, a white heat stirred inside my body. Ooh. Okay, so now how I would put this together. Okay, so it's very important that you guys are also able to put this thing into a paragraph. Okay, and not to make it too thick, like too chunky, like the paragraph. Okay, so definitely okay. Now I'm gonna put it together. Let's put it in a situation where um classmate made me mad. I shook in anger as soon as I saw Kim holding my favorite pen. My eyebrows furrowed as I clenched my fist, exploding into rage. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. As I clench my fist, comma, preventing myself from exploding in rage. I stormed into the class, glaring at him, but he paid no heed to my warning. Okay, so this is so impactful. I shook in anger as soon as I saw Tim holding my favorite pen. My eyebrows furrowed as I clenched my fist, preventing myself from exploding in rage. I stormed into the class. Ooh, got that wrong. I stormed into the class, glaring at him, but he paid no heed to my warning. Okay, so it is a whole paragraph. Okay, it's a whole paragraph. Okay, now let's take a look at this vocab that we have over here. Okay, and then afterwards we will move on to the questions. All right, caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. Okay, caught between two difficult situations. I really love this one. Okay, I'm going to note this one down. Ventured forward valiantly, move forward bravely. Okay, synonyms. Okay, momentous stupor, in a serious trance. Okay, sprinting like an Olympic athlete, running as fast as a professional runner. Confronted, which means came face to face. Most intimidating defense. Okay, thinking on his toes. Struck off, giving it assurance. Malicious, rain pelted down heavily. Tedious struggle, all set to give him a year and a stern reproach. Okay. Okay, now let's look at the question. Okay, thunder rumbled softly. Okay. Okay, what is the answer? Eisen says 2. Okay, now let's look one by one. Okay, now the first one, Hong Kong also says 2. Okay. Okay, now let's look. Now the first one refers to, I'm thinking of a way how to position my writing because I know it's going to end up super messy when it comes to vocab. Okay. So this means a person or organization that acts as a link between two parties. Okay, so clearly it has nothing to do with the situation. Okay, so I'm going to cross out 1. Okay, now second. Okay, second we have Minient. Okay, over here. Eisen also says 2. Gracie Lam says 2. Okay, let's just see. It means something is about to happen. So I would say it's like a sense of premonition. Okay, it feels like something is about to happen. Outrageous is something that is, I would say, maddening. Maddening, something that doesn't make sense. And 4 is elemental, which is something to do with the elements. Okay, so something, I would say, something like water, something like fire. Okay. Now number 2, number 3 and 4. Outrageous rain doesn't really make sense. Elemental rain. Rain is an element, so it doesn't really make sense either, leaving us with number 2. Eisen says 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Good job, everyone that chose 2. Good job. You guys knew because we were looking at the question previously. The writing recently. All right. As the rain got heavier, Atwood blank the shortcut home. What is the answer? Yes. Oh, out of water. Hong Kong says 1. Okay. What other answers do we have? Eisen says 1. I just realized we have 3.8k likes. Good job, guys. That's crazy. You guys are always going above and beyond for likes for me. And I love that. Okay. Eisen says 1. Okay, everyone is saying 1. Okay. Now wait for a bit more. Okay. Okay. Gracie Beauty says 1 as well. Okay. 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 Now, opted for, it means to choose. I'm going to write it like this. Choose to. Okay, so it's like a choice to have choose to or decide to. Option 2 is also, it's option 2, option, which means also means choose to. However, this is a lot more formal. Okay, do note that this is a lot more formal. Okay, originated from, it simply means to come from something. And orientated towards it means to lean towards something. Okay, so okay, let's look at the options. Okay, now we have opted for. Okay, choose to, that does make sense. Okay, option 2, we can also, that is also a decent choice. And we also have originated from. What originated the shortcut home, that doesn't make sense. Okay, so we're gonna cancel it out. Orientated towards the shortcut home does not make sense. Okay, so we are left with 1 and 2. But I'm going to go forward and choose 1, like everyone's saying, because option 2 is way too formal. It is almost out of context. Okay, so good job to everyone who chose 1. You guys are all correct. Okay, now number 3. Okay. Okay, option 3. What is option 3? What is option 3? What is question 3? 4K! We are at 4K! Nice! We're at 4K. You guys have given me a total of 14K. We have achieved 14K likes together. Eisen says 2. Eisen says 2. Okay. What school? Harry. This is a practice paper. It is not from any school. It is an assessment booklet. All right. Or are you asking what school I am from? All right. Okay. Okay. 2. Eisen says 2. Any other answers? 2. Okay. Gracie Beauty also says 2. Okay. 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 One. Gracie Lam says 1. Circling both. Okay. Now let's look at it together. Okay, down in the dumps means to be sad. Okay, I was down in the dumps when my parents told me they could no longer celebrate my birthday party. Okay, soaked to the skin, you are completely soaked. Okay, skin to bones. Okay, you don't usually say skin to bones, you would say skin and bones. So if you were to say that someone is extremely thin, you would say skin and bones. Okay, in skin and bones, you don't have the word in usually. It is usually skin and bones, so it doesn't really make sense. Okay, now when it comes to vocab, do note that if you are given an option that is grammatically incorrect or not a natural saying, that means it is like it sounds like an idiom. For example, like in this you have the idiom is skin and bones. She was skin and bones. That is an idiom. But if you see something that looks like it, like skin to the bones, but it's not actually it, it's usually wrong. It's usually not your answer. Okay. Sorry. Why are you apologizing? Don't be sorry. Okay. Um not wanting to be down in the dumps. Okay, that doesn't really make sense. Okay. Why would I would not want to be sad and run because of that? So I'm canceling one, leaving two as the answer. Okay. Gracie Lam, why are you sorry? Why? Okay. Replace the sentence. He was frightened. Okay. He was frightened. What is the answer? Because I got the wrong answer wrong. Oh, it's okay. Okay. So you're answering for question 4, is it? You're answering number 1. Okay, is that you mean 1? Oh, okay, okay, that makes sense. Okay, okay. Any answers? Any other answers? Okay. Any other answers? Okay, then I'm just gonna go through. Okay, let's start from number 1. Okay, let's start from number 1. Okay, now when you say fear pulsated in him, when you say fear pulsated, you usually mean shook. Okay, so you can imagine fear shook in someone. Okay, fear is like beating in someone's heart. Okay, his heart palpitated. Okay, um, so it's essentially beating really quickly against his ribs. His ribs. All right, fear ripened in him. Okay, number 1 does make sense, so we're gonna leave it there. We're not gonna cancel it out. Fear ripened in him. Okay, that's a bit odd. Okay, that's a bit odd. His heart lunged against his lungs. I would say this is a bit awkward, but I'm gonna keep it because it's not entirely wrong. Okay, fear nauseated from him. His heart thumped against his stomach. Okay, this part is a bit odd because your heart is over here and your stomach is down there. Okay, so it doesn't really make sense. Okay, but let's look at the word nauseated. Nauseated is the feeling of vomiting. Vomiting. Okay, vomiting. Okay, so now you can say he was nauseating from fear, maybe. Fear made him nauseous. Okay, these are other ways of saying it. Okay, his heart thumped against his stomach. Right, fear wretched him. Okay, and when you say fear wretched someone, you usually refer to the fact that they are completely like broken down by fear. Okay, so that maybe they are like completely upset, unpleasant, or in a miserable state. Put in a state. Okay, so now number 3 doesn't make sense either. Number 4 doesn't make sense. Okay, his heart throbbed in his guts. Your guts are quite far away from your heart. Okay, so I'm taking 4 away. Okay, leaving 1 and 2. Okay, now comparing 1 and 2, 2 is a bit more awkward than 1. Fear, to have fear ripen in you. Fear pulsated is a lot more of a common saying. Okay, so I'm gonna say number 1 is the answer. Good job to those who chose number 1. Okay, for vocab questions like this, I would always recommend students to I would say number 1 is doing more questions. Number 2 is reading intentionally. Okay, what do I mean by read intentionally? When I say read intentionally, I mean maybe go onto a model composition and actually look at it. Okay, when you look at a model composition, you will be able to you can highlight, you can annotate, and at that moment of time, you will be able to see what people commonly use for describing certain things, what they commonly use in certain sections of writing. And when you are finally tested on that, whether in your composition, your oral, or your paper 2, you have a better idea in your head what they're expecting of you, or what you can do to either complete a sentence or answer a question. Okay, so over here, fear pulsated in him, heart palpitated in his ribs. These are very common ways of writing fear. So if let's say you are reading a lot, reading very intentionally, you would have noticed this, and it is something that you will be able to instinctively know as the answer. Yeah, definitely yeah. Okay. Okay, this is Edward was caught between Earth and the depths of the ocean. Okay. Okay. 5K. Thank you, everyone. Okay. Any idea what the answer is? 5K, yeah. 5K. All right. Four. Okay. Okay. Any other answers? Any other answers? Okay, I'm going to just go through it. Okay, now what I see over here is Edward was caught between one Earth and the depths of the ocean. Okay, now this isn't a very it isn't a common saying. Okay, so I'm gonna cancel it out. Okay, I feel like this isn't a good question to really go through. I feel like this is a question that really just requires a lot of reading so that you understand which one is a common saying, because actually the first 3 are not common sayings at all. You cannot be caught between the strong and the feeble, good and the evil. But number 4 makes the most sense, so I'm just gonna say that number 4 is the answer. I feel like it is more about reading here, definitely. Okay, but let's look at some other questions. But good job anyways to those who got number 4. I know you guys probably saw this answer from the vocab list, but yes, between the devil and the deep blue sea, it essentially means to be caught in a trying or tough situation. My handwriting is just getting progressively worse throughout this entire life. All right. Okay. Okay. It was either he blanked to run all the way home or he could back out of the alley. Okay. What might the answer be? Isn't it like dilemma? Yes. For the previous one, between the devil and the deep blue sea, yes, you can understand it as like a dilemma. Okay. Eisen says one. What do you mean, huh? Okay. Okay. Any other answers? Any other answers? Okay, I'm just gonna go through. Okay, let's go from the bottom. Diverge timorously. Okay. Okay, over here, I don't know how to do this question. It's okay. It is a lot of words. They are just heaping words on you in this point. Okay. So in this case, timorously essentially means you can say that because you're acting quiet and you're nervous. Okay. So essentially means to do something in a shy or nervous way. Okay, Burr. Oh, hi, Burr. Everyone's saying tree. Okay. Okay. Okay, to do something in a shy or nervous way. Diverge is to split off. Hi, Burr. How was your day today? How was your day today? I did not see you this morning. Gracie Beauty will say, no, one. Okay. Okay. Number 3 is ventured forward valiantly. This essentially means bravely. Okay. Essentially means bravely. Okay. Ventured, it means to, in a way, to explore, in a way to move there. So you are moving into a dangerous journey. Okay. All right. To go somewhere that might be dangerous. Okay. Advance gallantly towards. Okay. Now, over here, gallantly essentially means to be brave and polite. Good, how are you? I am very cold today. I am wearing 2 long sleeve sweaters and I'm still feeling cold. So yeah, other than that, everything is great. I am, yeah, ooh, yeah, just a bit cold because I think it's because it's raining and feels like there is no heat at all in this like part of the room that I'm sitting in right now. Yeah, it feels like there's completely no heat here. Explore inward. Inward. Oh, I forgot advance. Advance, which simply means to move forward. Explore inward violently. Okay. Explore, we know what explore means. Violently, we also know what it means. Okay, now let's look through the questions. Okay, now the question reads, it was either he blanked to run all the way home or he could back out of the alley. Okay, so we can understand that a alley probably to him is somewhere a bit scary. Okay, explore inward violently. One, okay. Exploring makes sense. Inward towards the alley makes sense, but violently is a bit awkward. So I'm going to leave it and we can see if there are any better options, okay? 2, it's advance gallantly towards, okay? Now advance makes sense, you're moving forward. Gallantly, to be brave, to be brave, okay, you're being brave, it makes sense. But towards, okay, now the addition of the word towards makes it not a good fit, because over here you can read it was either he advanced gallantly towards to run all the way home. Okay, it clashes with the word to. So like I said, if your answer is either grammatically incorrect itself, or after adding it to your sentence it is grammatically incorrect, then it's not the answer. Okay, it is not the answer. All right. And then we have tree, ventured for valiantly, which means to go somewhere that might be dangerous in a brave manner. Okay, the sentence is what it means. So tree does sound like the most likely answer, so I'm gonna hold it. Okay, for diverge towards timorously, which means to split off. Okay, he doesn't split off, he just wants to run all the way home. Okay, or to do something in a shy, nervous way. It has nothing to do with that, so I'm gonna cancel it out. Okay, so right now we have number one and number three. And out of number one and number three, three best highlights the fact that he is moving forward in a brave way to run home all the way, okay? Or to run home all the way. Okay, so I'm gonna put number three as the answer. Good job to those who chose number three. All right. Okay. A deafening thunder jolted Edward out of his blank and he raced forward. What is the answer? What might the answer be? What might the answer be? Anyone have any idea what the answer is? Anyone has an answer? Gracie Lamb, do you have an answer? Okay. Okay, let me write the answer. Okay. Now let's start from the bottom. Monumental. Monumental, which means great in size. It's okay, it means great in size or importance. Okay. Doesn't make sense that he had a monumental moment. Doesn't make sense, so I'm directly canceling it off. Momentous stupor. Okay. This essentially means an in the moment. Okay. And then over here, stupor means dazed or dazed or shocked, such that you can hardly think. And number two, this means something that is boring. Something that is boring, okay? And wonder, it means to feel curious, surprised about something. And this also means the moment. Okay, so after giving you guys this information, in the moment, what do you guys think the answer might be? What do you guys think the idea might be? Okay, this means a moment that is important and make a difference. You're not sure? It's okay. 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 Okay, I am leaning towards number three. Okay, because number one is just mean. Okay, Monumental moment doesn't make sense. And number two, okay, number two, monotonous means boring. Okay, so I'm leaning towards number three. Okay, boring doesn't really have anything to do with this, so I'm leaning over here. Okay. Okay, and superior means dazed or shocked. Okay, so it makes sense because something jolted Edward out. Okay, so that means he was more likely in a daydream of some sort. So I would definitely be choosing tree. All right, that's why I'll be choosing tree. Aizen says two. Okay, now number two, monotonous means boring. Okay, wonder means curious and surprised about something. Okay, but definitely kind of jolted out of this. Okay, so I'm thinking it's something more off tree. Okay, boring does not really fit that context. Okay. Okay. Blank Edward struck his school bag in a bid to win the dog's trust. Okay. One poking his nose into it, bending his back backwards. Okay, up to his neck, and forward thinking on his toes. What might the answer be? What might the answer be? Okay, after this, let's see how many questions. Oh, okay, let's finish this page. What might the answer be? Alright, take a look. Poking his nose into it. So when you say someone pokes their nose into something, usually mean they're not minding their own business. Eisen says four. Okay, it's essentially being a busybody. Okay, bending his back backwards. It means going over the top. I feel like this is not a very good question. Wait, ignore this question. I think this requires the context of the composition. Okay, ignore this question. Because the questions in this assessment book sometimes do need the context of the assessment book. So ignore the question, but I will go through the options just in case. Okay. Bending your back backwards means to go above and beyond for something. Go above and beyond, not over and beyond. Okay, above and beyond for something. Okay, and finally, and for up to his neck means someone is overwhelmed. Okay, so let's say if I say I am up to my neck in work, stop giving me work. It means I'm already overwhelmed. Stop giving me extra responsibilities. Okay, that's what it means. Thinking on his toes means to be responsive. Okay, or think quickly in a situation. Okay, this is me. 7K, we're at 7K. Wow, we're at 7K. Bye, chair. I'm gonna go now. Okay, bye. We will actually be ending the live at 5:40, so around that time. Okay, because I started late today, so add extra 8 minutes. All right. Okay. Okay, let's try. He gently stroked the dog's body, giving it number one, assurance, two, insurance, three, declaration, and four, guarantee. Okay, so what might the answer be? What might the answer be? Eisen says one. Okay. No, I think it's two. I think he's giving the dog insurance.
But then your life will end at 5.
Oh, they cannot end at 5. Oh, they have another life.
Yes.
Okay, can. Alright. 1. I think it's insurance though. Okay, I'm joking. Okay. Assurance, which means wait, let's start from the bottom. Guarantee, which giving them some of affirmation. No, that's number 1. What am I doing? Okay. Affirm. Mention. Insurance is a type of, it's a system. I think everyone knows this, where you pay money. Okay. So declaration is essentially a formal statement. Bajir, oh, you're going to? Okay, it's okay. We have 7 minutes left anyways. Okay. And guarantee is a form of confirmation, something that is definitive, okay? Definitive. Okay, so now to look at all of these, okay? If you're stroking someone, you're stroking a dog, in this case, you're trying to give them a sense of guarantee. The dog doesn't need confirmation. I'm going to cancel that out. The dog doesn't need a formal statement, canceling that out. Insurance, the dog does not need to pay money, so I'm canceling that out. Oh, I rejoin. Oh, I see. Hi, how do I pronounce your name? Abatronians. Am I pronouncing that right? I rejoin. What happened? Is it the live lagging again? Is it?
No, it's okay.
I don't know. Okay. Assurance. Okay, assurance is affirmation, so that makes a lot of sense. So number 1 is the right answer. Good job, Aizen. I pressed. I see. I think for me, what I dislike about some laptops, actually most laptops, is the fact that sometimes you can press the wrong button and then everything goes blank. I've ever been to a cat cafe and then a cat sits on my laptop and the whole screen just locks and it refused to turn on. Okay, so that's one thing I don't like. Okay. However, the sight of the poor animals saved Edward from, what might the answer be? What might the answer be? Okay. What do you mean, huh? Yeah, this question is a bit, it's a bit weird. Yeah, it's a bit weird. I think because, okay, now with this assessment book, we have to go through the composition. I'll go through the composition as well tomorrow. I'll go through it so that we can do a bit of vocab, so everyone, it makes more sense. Okay, but for now, we have 4 more minutes, so I will go through very quickly some other vocab words. It's okay, I'll go through some other vocab words. I then will do that question tomorrow after I've shown everyone the composition. Okay, now at this point, I feel like it isn't fair as well. It doesn't really make sense. Okay, yeah. All right, let's go through another set of vocab. All right, shouting at the top of his voice, shouting as loud as he could. Okay, so it is one way to say that. And some synonyms for that, okay, to build your vocab is hollering. We had 7.9k likes. Thank you to those who are liking the likes. Thank you, Aizen. Thank you. I see a lot of people liking the likes. Thank you so much. All right. Sue has been here the entire time as well. Thank you so much for liking the live. All right. Shouting at the top of his voice, hollering. You can say yelling. You can say, what other words? Shouting, yelling, screaming. Okay. What others? are there. 8.1k. We are 8.1k. All right. Okay, then we have hectic job, a very busy job, meandered through the crowd, strolled through the crowd. Okay, it's like strolling. Synonym. Synonym. Okay, mouth-watering food. Okay, savoring our food. It's essentially slowly tasting. Spite. So it's another word you can say. Peeped. Caught sight of. I spam the likes. Thank you, Aizan. We are at 8 point. How do you get us to another 0.2k so quickly? That is crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. Thank you so much for the likes, Aizan. All right, boisterous crowd. Okay, essentially it is a noisy crowd. Okay, noise reached a deafening level, became extremely flabbergasted. Okay, I like this one. A lot of they always use it in compositions. Small beating eyes. Okay, there was one that I saw in a composition that I really like, which, oh, press and L to spell. Is that why you accidentally? But F10 is F5. You accidentally pressed F5 just now. Is that okay? Press L to spell. Oh, you're on your laptop. Small beady eyes. You can say small miniature dark orbs, or just in general small dark orbs. Small dark orbs. Right. Okay, eyes darting from side to side, look around swiftly. Okay, stealthily, secretly, wasted no time in escaping. Okay, this is one that I feel is really good. Okay, this like section, hunched narrow sloping shoulders. So it really describes someone's physique. Okay, and positions they were in, weaved through the crowd. So it's kind of it's different from meandered. Okay, it's moved forward in a zigzag line. Okay, snaked through the crowd. Okay, and undeterred, to not put off. Oh, gave them the slip. Oh, okay, gave them the slip is more of, let's say, when you are being chased and the criminal ran across the road and gave them the slip, got away scot-free. Yes, yes, those are very, very, I'll write them down and show tomorrow's class. Gave them the slip and got away scot-free. Okay, we are actually at the end of our live day because teacher Yahweh will be going on live now. Okay, so unfortunately we will have to cut live right now. Okay, Aizen, you can stay for teacher Yahweh's live, but I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye Aizen. Okay, bye everyone. Thank you so much for joining the live, and we are at 8.6k. Thank you so much for the likes, everyone. Okay, bye.